What is arbitrage betting and how do you use the arbitrage and low holds tool on OddsJam to build up your bankroll when starting out? Welcome to Juice Bets. My name is Trevor as always, and today we're going to go over these two awesome tools on OddsJam, the arbitrage tool and the low hold tool. So they both kind of have the same function. They basically they're taking odds from both sides on an event, and you can use that to either make money or get a couple other fun little things that I'll get into here. But mainly, you use arbitrage to make a little bit of money. You make an edge on things, right? And so how arbitrage betting works is it takes odds from both sides of a certain bet, right? So you've got Dubon here, player hits, right? So you've got over zero point 0.5 and under 0.5. So it's taking odds from both sides, and it's allowing you to find where if you were to bet on both sides, you guarantee a return. And so let's find a bet that would make sense here, okay? Let's look at this one here. The Devils and Hurricanes, 4.5 total goals, okay? So you're not just going to put $100 on both sides and think that you're going to get a return. What you need to do is you need to adjust the amount of money that you're putting on both sides because the odds are different, right? If you were to bet $100 on both sides here, you're only going to get about $30 back for this one, and you're going to get 300 back for the 5 dimes, the under, because it's plus 305. So what OddsJam allows you to do, link down below by the way, is you have this awesome calculator here. And so if you say, okay, well, I want to take this bet, and it does say that it's 1.76%. You get a 1.76% return. So every $100 you put in, you get $1.76 completely risk-free. I mean, it's not, I've gotten pushback on this before. It's not completely risk-free because obviously odds can change, things can go wrong, whatever. I'll get into that in a sec. But it's as risk-free as you can possibly be when sports betting, okay? So let's say we want to put $300 down on this side here, and then that means that we have to put $100.72 on this other side, okay? And the reason why we're making money here is because if we put $300 down here, 172 here, let's say it goes over, because it's probably going to go over, right? Because look at these odds here. So let's say it goes over, okay? And so we win this bet, and so we profit $107.91, right? This minus this, 107.91. That's what we profit. But we lose this one, okay? So we've got 107.91 minus 172. Well, that gives us $7.19, right? Because our total stake was this amount, which is these two added together, and our total payout is the one that wins, which is this one. Doesn't even matter which one wins because they're both the same payout, right? 407.91. So this is our stake, this is what we win, you subtract the two, and this is your profit. And so if you set this up properly, if you get the bets in and the odds are the same and you're able to get the amounts bet properly, you're gonna profit that amount. And so that's what OddsJam allows you to do, is you can use this calculator to make things super easy for you. Now, there is a small caveat to that. And the problem is limiting, right? You might get limited on a specific sports book. And so let's say you place this $300 bet. Let's say you place this $100 bet on 5 dimes and you go over to Sports Interaction and try to place the 300 and you get limited to 100. Well, now you have a $100 bet, and to make it profitable, you really only should have put 33 on 5 dimes and you put 100 instead. So this is no longer a profitable bet. And now everything's all messed up. So the one tip I'll give you for this is try to understand where you're being limited on what sports books and for how much. First of all, just in general, that's a good knowledge to have. There's usually a pattern. And the other thing is try to always place the first bet. So if you know that you can cash out on this platform, try to place that bet first, okay? Then place the second bet to see if you can place it. And then if you do get limited on the second bet, you can go back and cash out the first one. There's no problem. So make sure that you can do that, because that's where the risk comes in, is if you get limited. The other thing is if the odds change, so you need to be quick. You need to place one, quickly go to the next tab, place the other. Usually that's fine if you're placing at the same time. But just keep those things in mind. It isn't completely risk-free. There are problems that can arise that way. Anyways, but that's how arbitrage betting works. You're taking both sides, you're placing a certain amount down, so your payouts are the same across both, and then it doesn't matter who wins, and you make a profit. Okay? That's arbitrage betting. Now, let's look at the low holds tool. Basically, low holds is kind of like arbitrage, but what it does is it's not looking for any profit. It's basically just looking for opportunities where you take both sides and it's a wash. You don't lose any, you don't win any. And the reason, obviously, arbitrage is better because you can make money. But low holds, there's a lot higher of a chance that you're going to find one of these, right? And so you may ask, okay, what is the point in doing that? Well, there's a couple points. The first one is when you have a bonus on a sportsbook, you have a certain rollover requirement, right? You need to bet $3,000 in 30 days to be able to get your bonus. And so that can be difficult sometimes, depending on your bankroll, to actually get through all of that, get through that requirement, be able to wager that amount of money over that amount of time. And so what this can do is it will allow you to roll through that money, right? So let's say I have a rollover requirement on Bet365, and I need to bet through $3,000 in 30 days, and I also have a rollover requirement on Leo Vegas. Okay, well, perfect. What I'll do, I'll use the little calculator here. I'll go, okay, let's put $300 down on 365. Then I have to put down $570 on Leo Vegas. I get paid out $870 on each. My stake is $870. I get paid out $870. Nothing happens. But guess what? $300 go towards the rollover on 365, and $570 go toward the rollover on Leo Vegas. This is a great way to get through those rollovers. So keep that in mind, that the low holds tool is perfect to do so. Again, you need to make sure that the odds remain the same and you don't get limited. So use the same techniques as the arbitrage. And the second reason you would want to do this is a lot of platforms have a VIP status, right? So if you were to wager over $10,000, you get to VIP level 1. If you get over $100,000, you get to VIP level 2. And so some platforms actually give you cash back or rewards or raffle tickets and whatever. They're incentivizing you to bet more. And so if you want to, you can use the low holds and also the arbitrage as a way to run up your totals, run up the amount that you're betting, so you can get to these, get to the diamond VIP, which will then give you 5% cash back on your lost bets. And so that makes you more profitable, right? So there are many different ways you can use this tool, or reasons you would want to use this tool. But in general, it's used to roll through things and also just to make a little bit of guaranteed cash every day. And it's a great way to build up your bankroll as well. So that's it. That's what arbitrage and low hold tools are. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, DM me on Twitter. Happy to help out as always. And we'll see you in the next video.